Good morning. It's Tuesday, August 16th, 9:30 a.m. If you would all please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll start with a prayer, please. Heavenly Father, we beseech your divine guidance in this meeting. Keep us ever mindful of our obligation. Grant us, dear Lord, wisdom, tolerance, and courage that we may well serve our county and fulfill our trust. Amen. All right, and we've got minutes from August 9th.
I will make a motion to approve.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion or changes? Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hudson?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes. All right. Next, public comments regarding any of our pending resolutions. Seeing none, we'll go ahead and proceed with the resolutions. County Engineer's Office, Dan Becker.
Morning. Good morning, Dan.
Good morning.
See what we got today. I have 4 resolutions for your consideration. The first resolution is the necessity to close Granger Road between Ridge and Cottingville. The second is the necessity to close Old Weymouth Road between Nicholas and Remsen. The third one is releasing R&I Construction and Ohio Farmers Insurance from obligations for the Friendsville Road Bridge Rehabilitation number 8. And the final resolution is necessity to close Willow Road between Avon Lake and Cemetery. And then our weekly permits.
I'll make a motion to approve the 4 resolutions.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hudson?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thanks,
Thanks. All right. Jeremy Cinco, our sanitary engineer. Good morning.
Good morning, Jeremy.
Morning. 2 resolutions for consideration today. The first is the final resolution to proceed with the proposed bridge replacement project, Ohio or ODOT PID 88883 along State Route 252 in Medina County. That's there's a bridge just south of Abbeville and Columbia that they're replacing. The second is declaring the necessity to install a permanent generator at the Spieth Road Pump Station in Litchfield Township and authorizing the sanitary engineer to commence advertising for construction bids.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2 resolutions.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hudson?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
Thank you.
Very
Thanks,
good.
Jeremy.
Thanks, Jeremy. Hal Murin, our Human Resources Director. Good morning.
Good morning, Alan.
Good morning. In our personal changes resolution today, we have 4 new hires, 1 in maintenance, 1 at animal shelter, and 1 at county home, and 1 at job and family services. We have 2 rate increases, 1 in sanitary and 1 at office for older adults, 2 leave of absence, 1 in sanitary and 1 at animal shelter, 1 return from leave at sanitary, 1 termination in maintenance, and 1 voluntary demotion in transit.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hudson?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Very
Alan.
good. Thanks. Scott Miller, County Administrator. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning, Scott.
Good morning. I just have 2 resolutions for you today. The first resolution is authorizing the purchase of high-density shelving for the Medina County Courthouse. This is through Patterson Pope. The total cost of this is $227,905. The second resolution is approving the filing of a renewal application with the Public Utilities Commission of Ohio. This is for the Governmental Electric Aggregation Program.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2 resolutions.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hudson?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Very
Scott.
good. Thanks. Next, Shannon Reiner, Transit Director. Good morning, Shannon.
Hey,
I
Shannon.
just have 1 resolution
Okay.
for consideration this morning. Amending the current year 2000 transit agreement with Medina County Board of Disabilities. After we submitted last week, they requested a different amount. Just want to amend it to $90,000 so they can do their business with us.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hudson?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
Thanks, Shannon.
Thanks, Shannon. Denise Testa, our Planning Director.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I just
Good
have
morning.
1 bid for your consideration, authorizing the continuation of advertisement for bids for CDBG-funded Montville Township Park Access Phase 2 project as approved by the County Commissioners.
Make a motion to approve?
Second.
Moved and second, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hudson?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
Thank you
Thanks,
very
Denise.
much.
Thank you. Next, our Assistant County Administrator, Amy Lyon Galvin.
Good morning, Ian.
Good morning.
I have 11 resolutions for your consideration this morning. The first one is amending the appropriation measure resolution. The second is amending the 2022 appropriations resolution by transferring appropriations. The third is expenditure adjustments for various funds. The fourth is revenue adjustments for the sale of surplus county property. Fifth is authorizing the county auditor to transfer funds from various county department accounts to the Medina County Print Shop revenue line item. Sixth is declaring Medina County motor vehicles as excess property and making them available to Enterprise Fleet Management for sale of those vehicles. Seventh is declaring Medina County emergency management property as excess property. The eighth is accepting an application for the use of a procurement card for the Medina County Sheriff for the Medina County Jail. The sheriff has one card already. This is for 2 additional cards to be used by staff members of the jail. The ninth resolution is allowing expenses of county officials. 10th is allowing expenses of the county engineer. And the 11th is approving claims for the week in the amount of $1,490,695.09.
I'll make a motion to approve the 11 resolutions?
Second.
Moved and second, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hudson?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
Thank you.
Very
Thanks,
good.
Amy.
Thank you. All right. Department updates. Richard Nelson, our Chief Building Official.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You have your reports, I hope.
They weren't included in packets inadvertently.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
So they were, we got them, we got them
Got them
online. but-
electronically.
All righty. Cost of new homes ticked up a little bit from last month. They're up to 369,000. Our new homes year to date 259. That's a pretty high number. That's only 107 homes short of last year's total. And 34 new homes in July. So that's pretty high also. Commercial is down a little bit from last month, but still well ahead of last year. Well ahead. So our revenues are still a little bit up. Things are looking good there. Our commercial review times remain good at 2 to 3 weeks. That's good. Our residential review time is fair at about 6 days because Tom's catching up from coming off his vacation. The good news I have is that we have a very promising building inspector applicant who's we're going to move on, and that's a real good thing because we need another building inspector quite badly. So that's my good news for the morning. That's essentially all I have.
So Richard, on the last page, I noticed that there, and again, I guess I'm looking for, maybe you have it, the warehouse that's going in Seville, on the
Yes.
north end. Have they submitted any plans yet?
No.
Okay.
No, I have not seen those yet. I don't know at what stage they were at when they got through their zoning in Seville, but they probably have a lot of work to do between getting zoning approval and applying to us.
Okay.
A whole lot of architectural work that, they likely only had preliminaries on. So,
Okay.
but no, we have not seen that yet. No,
But that's going to be another significant
Correct.
project.
it is indeed, yeah.
Well, I know it also involves a traffic study along that area for them to get the permit for ODOT, access permit.
Mhm.
So I wonder if that might take a little time.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't know,
Yeah,
haven't
okay.
seen it yet.
All right.
All right.
Very good.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Richard. All right, next for Medina County Economic Development Corporation, we got Kathy Breitenbooker.
Yeah, there's still in the incentive stage.
Yep.
We got a ways, okay?
All right.
So, good morning. So, because total capital investment is such a fun number, we are currently at 380.3 million for the year. That is twice 2020, and it is 50 million above 2018, which was our best year. And we're not done yet, because Seville may come in this year. So, yeah. But as you know, I come and talk to you about the auxiliary programs, and Bethany will be back in September to talk about economic development. So, the Medina County Convention and Visitors Bureau, always a fun thing to talk about. Thank you so much for letting my interns present last week. They really enjoyed it. They were very proud of themselves. Their moms all watched. So that was great. So we appreciate that. And we had a great fair week, and we want to thank the advisory board for their help in covering all those hours, because that's a long event. You don't realize how long it is until you have to staff a booth. So we are ready to share our new logo, so you'll be seeing that on things coming out. And the new website should launch this week. We've reorganized the physical office, so we've got more retail space and a little easier to gather materials for visitation. The conference planning guide has gone to the graphic designer. The social media campaigns are running. We've seen over a 400% increase in activity there. All the IT infrastructure has now been replaced except one switch that's on back order. And we've built a very strong team of advisors and vendors to support us in our growth in the future. So that's really fun. And then this week we kicked off the visitor guide process because every community needs a visitor guide. So we will have ours go to press and be released in January.
Super.
So
Good.
that is moving right along. For the grants, we want to do a shout out to the Medina Sunrise Rotary. They gave us $3,000 for our scholarship program, which is wonderful. We also met with the Noon Kiwanis group, who are considering adding to the scholarship pool for kids who are going directly into careers. So this is a great way to support our kids that are not going to college. Our career coach, speaking of kids not knowing what they want to do after high school, Mitchell Bemke started in July, and he's hit the ground running. He's been meeting with companies right and left. He's also added to the Own Your Skill website content, which is a website designed to help kids who don't really understand the skills they're gaining that apply to business, help them see that these are business skills and that you learn stuff in school that isn't just school. So he's been adding to that. He has several meetings set up with guidance counselor departments, and he'll meet the superintendents on September 5th. So we are ready for the new school year. With that, the pre-apprenticeship program is also launching. There are a number of organizational meetings happening throughout the districts, and we expect to see a lot of kids go through that program this year. We're also presenting to the School Board Association in October and to the Guidance Counselor Association. So that'll be fun. A lot of trips to Columbus.
Kathy, is the pre-apprenticeship program focused on any particular type of apprenticeship?
It's affiliated with manufacturing and construction, but no. It is much more organized around soft skills and really the kinds of skills that businesses have said kids may not come out of school with that they need. So we're really focusing on that. Having just had 5 17-year-old interns, I can tell you we've added a great deal of content because you forget what you don't know at that age, right? And so when do you use texting versus email versus social media? You know, like, how do you communicate? And for all of us, it's second nature to just do it, but you need to teach it. So it's all that kind of stuff. And then from there, Christina will partner with Mitchell and be able to put kids into programs, whether that be shadowing or internships or whatever that they're looking for.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Excellent.
Ways to Work. It continues to be an interesting pilot. Thank goodness the funding source understands it's a pilot. We have 9 writers last month, so that was up, which is great. But what we're finding is it isn't just transportation as the issue. So when a person isn't in the workforce, they have multiple challenges. And there isn't one place that coordinates all of the support. So one person we just recently worked with qualified for a program under Community Action, but not under Job and Family Services. But in order to get the Community Action program, she needed another piece of help that we weren't sure where to find. And so there isn't one agency that handles like advocacy for these individuals and knows all the programs. So it's an interesting area to identify. It is clearly not economic development. So we need to at some point get out of the way of that. But we're trying to figure out how that's going to work and where we can get them the help they need. So that's moving right along, literally. And then yesterday we learned there may be more funds available, and apparently we're just gluttons for punishment. So we are looking to ask for additional funding to do a program that would target 18 to 24-year-olds who either went to college and it didn't work, or didn't know what to do and have just kind of have a job to fill time, to help them partner with Ohio Means Jobs, Jobs for Ohio's graduates, and our career coach, so that we can help them get into a career. So that may be coming. And then finally, we'd like to mention Made in Medina County Day is rapidly approaching, October 7th. It's not nearly as far away as you think. We have 17 companies already signed up to offer 42 tours and have spots for over 450 people to tour. So you can sign up at madeinmedinacounty.com, and we do expect to fill all the slots. So if you've ever wanted to see what's made in Medina County, sign up now.
Pretty good.
Great.
All right, thank you.
Excellent, thank you. All right. Commissioners' resolutions, we do have one. This amends the appointments of county commissioners of various committees and areas of responsibilities. We had recently created records retention department and established a liaison relationship with that, as well as reorganized our solid waste. And this essentially, Colleen Sweattick will be now assigned to those areas, as well as the Solid Waste Policy Committee alternate.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Moving to second, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hudson?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes. All right, good. Open now to public comment. All right. Seeing none, we'll go ahead and enter into discussion. Scott?
Just have a couple items. Courthouse, as you can see, the bricks on the north side are almost completed. The main power board was going to be coming in November, which was possibly going to delay the, I guess, the move-in date. Gilbane was able to work with Eaton Corporation, and they were able to get that moved up to middle of October. So hopefully we'll get it in and get that installed. Currently, our contingency remains about $380,000. They've started looking at the 1841 courthouse, so we've had some of the contingency used for some of the unforeseen issues that are being encountered. I met with Sheriff Grice last week, and we talked about the vehicle situation at the sheriff's office. The new police interceptors for 2023, they're expected to go up about $7,000 next year. He checked around the dealership that currently has the state bid. They still have, well, he was going to check to make sure they still had some 2022s. He thought they may have 2022s. So he was going to check to see how many they had. And if they had some, we may want to buy the vehicles, the 2022s, this year and avoid the additional, $43,000 in cost next year. So just to let you know that may be coming up sometime in the next month or so. The other thing, I sent you an email today from Kyle White, OSU Extension Office. We've been talking to both her and Judge Schaefer about the YWCA. And she went through the YWCA with an architect a couple weeks ago. And there are some minor renovations they want to do. They want to, obviously, carpeting, painting. They want to expand some of the office space. They want to split some offices. They need to rewire some of the offices to handle the printers and the load of the internet and electrical needs. The total cost is estimated to be about $100,000. She is getting some private donations for that, but she may be approaching the county at some point for some assistance. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. In working with Judge Schaefer, we are looking at possibly sharing that space, or there are a couple ideas as far as maybe some other locations that they could do visitations at. It's pretty important that they have a green area that the kids can go out and play, and we can, playground. So So we are looking at that, and hopefully I'll have more information on that within the next couple of weeks.
So we've got budget hearings scheduled in October. Would that be included as part of their budget presentation?
It could be,
Okay.
yes. Yes, it depends on how quickly we want to let them get started. I mean, this is already, almost the middle of August, so.
That's right, yeah.
We're only talking about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Right.
Scott, they had some needs for cooking, didn't they?
Yes.
At OSU? So are there facilities there that they can use already?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, which I mean, it's ideal because it's right next to the park district. So, and the 4-H in the park, they do joint programming.
Yeah.
They've got the kitchen there. They've got, a green space where they can do, gardening classes, master gardener classes. So it really is a perfect location for OSU.
I was reading the email and the list of things that she wants to do for the $100,000, and considering we do want to move them out of the professional building, it really is the ideal place for them. And I don't think the total, especially since they're getting some private donation buy-in, I don't think the cost for the renovations are too excessive, considering it's part of our plan for our move out of professional.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Okay.
So, okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Very good. Amy?
You gave me the perfect segue in mentioning budget hearings. So if I could pass this out to you, we've put together a tentative schedule, if you want to just take one, Bill, and pass it down, based on availability on your calendars, and for Scott and myself, and for Nell as our budget officer. So this shows a tentative Monday, October 3rd, Tuesday, October 4th, Tuesday, October 11th, and Thursday, October 13th slate of departments. I noted on the bottom left, these are departments that we typically have a budget for that gets placed into the budget books, and we have some discussion around it, but they typically don't come in for any kind of a formal presentation. So I just wanted to also bring that to your attention in the event you wanted to hear from any of those other agencies. And I welcome any thoughts. Our next step would be, if this is suitable, at least for the dates and blocks of time, reach out to the departments and confirm that they're available at the date and time that we've identified for them. There may be some jockeying around. If somebody's at a conference, for example, they may ask to swap, and we may juggle some people around, and we can certainly finalize that. Our plan would be to send out an email to all the departments with this final schedule by August 29th. That's a little over 2 weeks, a little under 2 weeks from now, and have them due back to the finance department by the end of September for
Right.
us to assemble the budget books and be prepared for the budget hearings.
Do you think we could include EMA on the schedule? Certainly to talk about the additions and what's going on, and I know we'll have some kind of, from the prosecutor's office by then, something to be discussing regarding the organization. And since we're now we are totally responsible of all their expenses and everything, so.
Yeah, you built room in on the 13th for an additional department or two.
We did.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, if we could, see if they could be included. All right.
And I'll also point out, because we've had some other extended discussions with the sheriff's department, that on Tuesday, the 4th, they're scheduled last.
3
I
and
hope they
4, yeah.
can make that commitment, and we did afford them a little extra time.
Right, good.
Okay,
All right, looks good.
thank you. And then the only other thing is just a reminder, we have an ARPA work session coming up next Tuesday.
Tuesday,
The
yep.
23rd from 11 to 12. So
mhm.
Do
we
you
did
need our
get some
folks to
updates, and
update?
I'll have your binders to you before Friday. So
Okay.
that you'll have those ahead of time
Good.
to be ready for discussion.
Excellent,
Sounds good.
super,
Okay,
thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Holly, you have anything? Stephen? Richard, anything more? Jeremy?
Morning.
Good morning.
Kind of wanted to discuss with you real quick. We got a proposal at the Solid Waste District from GT Environmental to assist us with an education and outreach program. Essentially, the program would allow, or GT would hire an employee, and this employee would work with the school districts within the 9 school districts within Medina County, and they would schedule presentations for K through 12 to get the word out and explain, recycling, where does the trash go, where does, how everything's recycling. So this is would be like a 1-year contract. It would essentially be for this school year. A big portion of the upfront cost on this program would be for them to get their feet wet and, start making the contacts with all the school districts. So the idea would be the first, I'll call it semester before the new year, would be working with the school districts to get those connections, and then the second half would be when they would be scheduling and doing the presentations at the school districts. I think this would be, I think the pricing on this was $49,000 for the year. It would be it would be based on their time, so it not to exceed. So with your approval, I'd like to go ahead and get this moving with GT, so we can get them moving on this school year that's starting, I think, tomorrow.
Go ahead. Jeremy, is this part of the program? The EPA requires that we do some types of training.
Correct. As part of our solid waste management plan, there is one of the state goals is for us to provide outreach and education to residential, commercial, industrial, and I failed to include here. This does include programs we can do for special agencies or commercial. So, and they gave us a price per presentation, so we can add these to all sorts of other, like I said, requests throughout the county. So,
and is the cost part of the budget? I mean, was this budgeted for?
We did have in the past. We've always budgeted for the education. Actually, we budget more than what this program is actually going to cost. So, in this respect, it actually would be a savings on the education piece.
Okay.
I did notice there was actually a significant gap in the Black River School.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know that because there are no facilities of Black River in Medina County.
Mm-hmm.
So have they looked at, and it's basically they have like to be determined.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my question is actually if they've looked to whether they would try to do more community-oriented presentations like at the old Homer School and try to do an event that way, or they're going to actually try to go into Black River schools and where you've got the mixture of mostly Ashland and some Lorraine and partially Medina County, which of course Ashland has a different system than we do, and so that's the question is, how are we going to address the Black River School as part of that? Or are we just going to leave them off the education?
I can work through GT and
Okay.
on that one, and we can kind of maybe brainstorm and see how maybe the best way to tackle that one.
I'd like to see that before
Okay.
we make a decision.
Sure.
Because I think that could impact the cost, but I think they need to be reaching out and, when we get a new solid waste director as well, reaching out to the school districts and make sure that it's just not GT Environmental doing this, but our director is actually engaged with the schools and working with them as well as the communities for the best educational program.
Correct, and we would be working on like the presentation material
Right.
with
I
that
understand.
employee. So okay.
Okay, all right, but I'd like that gap filled before.
Sure.
I would
Yep.
like to move forward with that. Okay.
Where did
Sure.
Kathy go? Kathy, what day was you mentioned the superintendent's meeting, didn't you?
Yeah, you just go through the ESC.
Yeah, if you contact Bob Halasco at the ESC,
Yeah.
that might be a good way to get in front of all the superintendents for the schools. And
Okay, at one time, one false. Okay.
Yeah, September 5th, the
Yeah.
first Friday, right?
That's the next one, yeah.
Yep. Okay, yeah.
Perfect.
Super.
And then one last thing. I know we've had some. I've gotten some videos from Commissioner Swedick over there regarding some enthusiastic recyclers down at the city of Wadsworth. The bin, there's not enough bins over there. With Bueller's requesting the bins to be taken away at the city of Wadsworth's location. And there was a couple bins at the park districts over there that had been removed. The number of bins is down, so all the residents now are starting to flock towards the city's transfer station. I'm gonna reach out to them to see if we can't get a couple extra bins, see how many bins that they can handle at the location to help minimize some of the videos. I mean, there's just cardboard. I mean, it's good that they're wanting to recycle. There's just not enough room in the bins.
And you already have some bins.
Well, yeah, what do we do with the
Correct.
bins we removed?
They
Why
would-
didn't we move them to the transfer station?
I think we did a couple, but I need to reach out and find out
Okay.
if they have room for more.
And if they can't, then we'll have to increase their frequency?
We're doing it 3 times a week already. They're picking up Monday, Wednesday, Fridays already. So all these,
They seem like they're overwhelmed.
it's just,
based on the
and that's
video.
just over the weekend.
Yeah.
So it is when it happens. So we'll keep looking and working with the city of Wadsworth to find
Okay.
locations. And I know Lisa was previously before
Okay.
working with Robert Patrick to see if there was additional sites that we can get some bins to. So
Okay, all right, good.
Okay, sounds good.
Super.
So Jeremy, what if we did away with all the bins in the city of Wadsworth?
I'd have to make sure that we could still meet our access goal. I gotta say, I would have to talk with the EPA on that one and just make sure that we would still be compliant with our access.
Because we have alternative goals that I think we are meeting that might
The
alleviate
25%, correct.
some of our access goals. So, I mean, if both Brunswick has gone to curbside,
Mhm.
and both Medina and Wadsworth have that option. So if the residents want to recycle and we can't handle it, there is an option for the city to undertake it.
Sure. Yeah, no, I can definitely look into that and see if we can still meet that. As part of us hitting that 25% was also includes all that bin material that
Right.
does get
I
recycled, so,
understand, I
okay.
understand, but
Okay.
there are options.
Mhm. Okay. All right, yeah, I'll look into that with the EPA and make sure that that wouldn't affect us.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank
very
you.
good. Thank you.
Perfect. All right, thanks.
I do have a guest.
Yep.
I have a guest.
Oh, yes.
So I was invited to a meeting last week by Philip to talk about an initiative that Hope Recovery is doing. They're looking for sponsors for this group. So Stephanie, would you like to come up? And
Stephanie, want to come on up?
So they are doing an initiative for a recovery-friendly workplace initiative where companies would go through a program to be considered an employer that meets the needs of people in recovery. So I'm going to let Stephanie take it over.
Yeah, what
Okay.
we're looking to start is the Medina County Recovery Friendly Workplace Initiative. So nationally, there was a study done that 75% of U.S. employers are impacted by the addiction crisis, but only 17% of them feel prepared. And we've heard this a lot in Medina County of how do I deal with my employees that are struggling with substance use disorder, mental health issues, and oftentimes our employers aren't equipped, so they just get fired or they never come back, and then it costs a lot of money to bring them back. So we're looking to develop a program that actually was started in Nevada and New Hampshire, and we would be the first county in Ohio to launch it this capacity. Now, the governor does have a little bit of recovery-friendly stuff, but this would be a much deeper dive. And what it would do is give our participating employers customized training on how to create a recovery-friendly workplace culture for their employees. It would be a partnership with us to be able to meet their substance use disorder needs, and then they would have access to our 24/7 peer support team, which is people with lived experience where if they're having an issue on the spot, they could say, hey, do you want to talk to somebody in recovery right now? We would do trainings, we would equip all of them, everyone who signs up with Narcan, and then again, the ongoing support and access to other resources. And we are going to partner with the health department, the sheriff, the Adam board, and then you would be our last partner that we're talking to.
I support the program.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I think it sounds good.
Yep.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right, very good. Count us in. All right, thank you. Did you have anything else?
I do
want to? Let me see. Shannon, I just want to did you have something else, Shannon?
Yeah, just real quick.
Sure.
With ODOT, as part of our cooperative purchasing program, we're just going to have to do a resolution next week that I'll bring just to make sure it's on file with them that we're participating in that. That's all it is, just something coming next week.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Sounds
Great.
good.
All right. Thanks. All right. And Denise, anything else? All right. Think Holly, Stephen. All right. And Bill, did you have anything?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
So we had a 911 meeting last week and discussed amending our plan to redirect towers to the local PSAPs, so the ones in Wadsworth, Medina, and Brunswick City. And we had further discussions about consolidating PSAPs and entering into either a council of government sort of agreement or a sort of a joint management kind of agreement, where the county would own all of the 911 assets. And the discussions are continuing, but there are far-ranging implications in terms of employment and of personnel that I think we need to talk about from our standpoint. So we may have
So
this on.
If the PSAPs were consolidated, as far as, wouldn't the sheriff need more employees than the ones that the other PSAPs could potentially move employment?
Those are some of the employment implications that we need to discuss.
Okay.
So.
Okay, so what, do you want to do like a special
We'll-
work
we'll-
session? or-
No, we'll probably request a executive session next
it.
week and
Okay.
invite the sheriff in to participate.
Okay, because it involves employment of
personnel,
public
right.
employees. Got it, okay.
That's
Anything
it.
else?
That's all I have.
Okay. I do want to, Granger Homeowners Association, Mike Anderson called me and to thank me, obviously, for our assistance in that. Their project is moving well along. Wanted to also give recognition for Amy, everything you've been working on out there with him. He wanted to just express his thanks for all the support on that. They're moving along, though I understand they're having supply issues like we are apparently. They've got, I guess, a filter system that even though it was spec'd and it was supposed to be available, now it isn't, and so there is the delay on it. But they're moving, they're hoping to have something in November, I guess, at same time we open up a courthouse maybe, that they get their water system on track, but I guess the building's going up and all that. So I just wanted to
And
publicly
Richard,
recognize Amy.
You had something in your report, if I recall,
On
for
that.
Granger Lakes on
Yep.
that project.
Yeah. But he wanted to express thanks and invite us out for a tour whenever we want to go over there and want to see the work done. So maybe we'll do a ribbon cutting or something with them. But it's nice to see that. So I just, like I said, wanted to recognize Amy for her work on that and helping facilitate all that going along. So that's all I've got. Go ahead.
I would like to make a motion to go into executive session to consider the compensation of a public employee.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hudson?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes. All right. Everybody have a good week.
Denise, I do have a question.
It is 10:13 a.m. We're out of executive session.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hudson?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes. Everybody have a good day and a good week.